Hey guys, creator mom. That's just mascara, so don't mind that. I watched Nightbitch yesterday, and it's a movie about, I don't know, a lot of things probably could be said about it, but it's basically a movie about becoming a mother. And just like just how sometimes like you realize like how like angry you become, like you think, oh, I don't know. It was funny, this one scene in the movie, the lady goes, oh, it must be so great staying home with your kid, and being able to spend so much time with them. And she's like, she says something, but it's only in her imagination. But in the movie, you think it's real. And then it actually goes back into real life. And she goes, oh, yeah, it's great. I love it. But that wasn't really like her true response. She just didn't respond the way that she really thought in her head because I don't know. She probably thought the person wasn't even going to freaking understand what she was saying, or the person was going to think she was crazy. She was just saying, like, I didn't expect to feel angry. Like, you just don't expect to feel some of the ways that you feel in motherhood because of I think it's exhaustion, honestly. Repetitiveness in the beginning of the movie when the movie started. It kept showing scenes, repetitive scenes of her like doing the same thing every morning, like making the breakfast, making the lunch, making the breakfast, doing bath time, and her child is smaller in the movie. He's a toddler. He's cute. Um, and they say like, when your kids are little like that, like, yeah, the days can be long, but the years are short, or some saying like that. Yeah. It's just like it's both worlds, unfortunately. Like you feel all the range of emotions in motherhood. It's not just loving emotions. um and depending on how much support you have, it's just another thing. The more support you have, and the more you're able to not only just do motherhood day in and day out, I think the better off mentally you will be. Period. I mean, hands down, the more support you have, if you have a supportive husband, like you and your husband are good to each other, or you guys support each other, you have some friendships or just other relationships like outside of the home that you engage in often, and even work. Dare I say it, like, and it doesn't have to be full-time work. If there's just got to be something, I feel like, outside of the daily grind of motherhood in your life that fills your cup, your passion, that fills your soul. You need that. I think you need that to be not a good mom, but to be like a more fulfilled mom, like a happy mom. I'm not saying you can't be a happy mom if you don't have those things. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't know, that's what the movie kind of ended up kind of revealing to me, that there were more parts of this woman than just motherhood, and suppressing those other parts was making her feel depressed. The repetitive nature of motherhood can make you feel depressed, I think. And like, you need something else to also fill your cup outside of that. Because we are a whole person. We're not just a mother, The other point that I wanted to mention about this movie and this scene in this movie is when, and the thing is, the husband is around, and when he is around, he is very present, but, he does some of the things that, husbands are cliched to do, like, oh, honey, I'll do bath time. And then he's asking the wife for, can you get this? Can you get that? And the wife is like, well, when you're away at work, because this guy, he would take work trips, so he'd be away for days at a time, like 4 days at a time, like stints. So she's like, when you're away working, like, I do all this by myself, basically saying, like, can you just handle it on your own? Because she was trying to, like, relax on the couch for a little bit, you know, while he did bath time, but she still had to, you know, all of that. And she's just like, I think she came to the point where she was like, you know what? I think that we need to be separate for a bit. I need, like, a separation, not a divorce. She's like, I need a separation. You know, like, you live over there, I live here. And then, do you know how peaceful this movie showed this separation? I was like, yes, that looks so normal. Like, you tell somebody, hey, look, I think we need to be separated. Or even, hey, I think I would like a divorce, you know. And in a normal relationship, like with two normal people, the guy was like, okay, you know, okay. And guess what he did? He left. He got an apartment or something. And they just shared, you know, the child, like, very, you know, cooperatively. There was no problem. And I was like, oh my God. Like, the reason I had to basically escape and flee where I lived was because that wasn't going to happen. There was no, oh, okay, like, you want to get a divorce? Like, yeah, all right, like, can we work it out? I don't know. All right, well, I'll go live over here. You can stay here with the kids, and we'll just, you know, we'll just share them. We'll do parenting time, you know, like normal. It was like, no, that wasn't going to happen. I was going to be stuck there if I didn't dramatically escape or leave. I call it escape or flee because without that dramatic action, I would have been kept there, like, for a longer period of time. Like, I wouldn't have been given the support to allow myself to get out. Like, he wasn't going to cooperate and say, okay, sure, let's see how we can work this out, where I live over here, or maybe I can, you know, care for the kids a bit while you work and get your money up, and you can move out and get an apartment, or I don't know, just like working out, like how two people do when they realize one person wants to get a divorce or leave or something. When a person is controlling, they're not going to just let you do that. They're not going to cooperate with you. Now, he wasn't so bad as to try to kill me or beat me if I left, but he certainly wasn't going to cooperate in helping us be separate at all. And, you know, it was crazy because at this point in time, he had just broke his arm. And I knew that he was going to think that I was going to stay. And it was going to be way worse because now his arm's broke. So he's really just going to sit on the couch and he's going to play the victim and he is not going to go to work. And it's just going to get worse. But what I really want to say was just looking at this scene of how this woman was just like, I need a separation for a bit. And he respected her. Like, he was like, okay. And then at the end of it all, he apologizes to her. You know, because when they got separated, so basically when the child was with dad, you know, for the weekend or whatever, she was doing what she was filling her cup in other ways that she needed to. So she started painting again because that's what she did for a living. She is an artist. She started painting again, and motherhood and what she was feeling about motherhood was inspiring her painting. So she was able to have this outlet. And she eventually did got like a gala, would you say, like where she like revealed like all her paintings and stuff, and had her friends there and people, acquaintances and stuff, and he was there too, and he was like, wow. At the end of it, he was like, wow, because earlier in the movie she had said, you know what, I'm just gonna accept this motherhood thing, and I'm gonna forget about my artist days, like I'm done being an artist, like. But she was just saying that, like she didn't really, I think it was more of like a hopelessness, like I'm just gonna forget about it all so I can just accept this and not be sad that I'm not doing that anymore. But he didn't realize that. He was just like, okay, like he just wanted to be supportive of what she wanted, but that wasn't like truly what she wanted. She was just feeling like down. And I can kind of relate with that too in a way, but at the end of the movie, like after her gala presentation of all her everything that she painted about motherhood, he's like, wow. He's like, you, basically he was complimenting her. He's like, you amaze me, like look at what you've done. Like he's like, I was so wrong. Like he said, when you said that you wanted to quit, I should have been like, no, like I should have been more supportive or something like that. But he was like, admitted like that he was wrong, and I think by having his separate parenting time with the child, he realized how hard it is. So he was able to have more empathy and just realize some things. And I'm like, damn, this guy, like it just showed such a healthy kind of dynamic. But I'm just like super impressed with the dynamic of when she said, I want a separation, and he gave her no problems. He left her in the house with the kid, and he got his own apartment for the meantime. And I think at the end, I think they might have got back together. Possibly, I'm not sure. But I'm just like, wow, the respect that he had for her was like top notch. And she for him, she didn't like disrespect him really or anything like that. She was straight up like, and I was just thinking how domestic situations don't often go like that. But yeah, wouldn't it be nice? I would almost say if a man respected, or if, a relationship, I don't want to just say a man, because I know domestic issues are not just like men on women, it's also women on men. But if domestic issues like just played out like that, probably wouldn't even need a divorce or separation, if there was that much respect between two people. But yeah, just the fact is that he respected her when she said that she wanted a separation and she wanted to just be alone for, a while. She stated what she needed, and he gave her what she needed, and that was real loving. Anyways, I guess that's all I have to say about the movie Nightbitch. But that's what's really stuck out to me. A lot of people were like saying like, oh, this movie's weird, I don't get this movie. But I think that like all movies and like all art or whatever, you have to relate with it. You have to resonate with it in some way. And so maybe some people just didn't resonate with it, obviously. But I feel like I resonated with it on a deeper level. All right. Watch Nightbitch if you want to. Have a great Saturday.